Do you want to build a routine to music, but you're not quite sure how? Check this out. So whether you're a pole dancer, an aerialist, etc., eventually you're going to get to a point where you need to build a routine for a studio recital, or maybe you've got a gig, you're doing competition season, something of that nature. You're not quite sure how you're going to choreograph everything to music. And I'm going to be using the word choreograph very loosely, but I'm going to show you my general process on how I pick a song and I section it out so I can figure out exactly how much time I have to do what, when, and where. Okay, so I have a studio recital coming up next week, and I'm putting together a routine very last minute, but let me show you the general outline. Now, I am using the song Trampoline by Shaid, or however you say her name, and this is the Jaws remix. So if you want to go to Spotify and look at this song and watch these right here, you can actually see how it plays out perfectly to the music and the time. So you could even screenshot this here. I'll give you a 3-second count if you want to do a screenshot. Cool, moving on. So the first thing I do, obviously, is figuring out what song it is I feel like I want to dance to. And for this one, I actually don't need to do any edits. I don't need to do a mashup. It's really simple. So I start listening to the song. And as soon as the song starts, I'm actually going to just write some timestamps here first and write a little note to the right. Okay, so as soon as you hit start, right, from 0 to 16 is really just the instrumental part of the song, okay? From 16 to 47, then it starts with a little vocal, yeah? From 47 to 105, there's like a pickup or a rise, a build up to the drop, like it's like, and then it goes like ape shit, okay? So from 105 to 137, there's a drop where you go nuts, and then it kind of has a little bit of a breakdown right after that. So it was the heavy drop, but then it kind of like smooths out a little bit. So from this point, from 105 to 137, I know I could just go like nutso, doing big tricks or whatever it is, and then I can like slow it down a little bit. So 137 to 207, there's a breakdown, and then it's going to build a little bit again, okay? 207 to 239, I feel like it starts to build up once again. These are like waves, right? It starts to build up once again, and then there's going to be another big drop. 239 to 311, right, is from the drop, and then there's going to be a melody change at 311. So if I want to do a trick where I'm changing, okay, and then from 311 to 342 is the final build, and then the music like winds out, and that's where you kind of just like come to a stopping action, okay? So this is how I track out a song. So once I get these set up, then I'm going to come back to each section. I'm going to see this. So the instrumental was 16 seconds. The vocal picks up from 16 to 40, so I have 30 seconds, and then from 47 to 105 is the pickup to the drop. So if I do the math here, I don't even have to because it's from 0, which is nice and easy, but from here to here, I have 1 minute and 5 seconds of opening movement before the song drops and I start to go nutso, right? From here, from the first drop to a little bit of a break, I have 32 seconds, right? From the break to the next build, I have 30 seconds. And then from the next build to the next drop, I have 32 seconds. So right in here, I have about 90 seconds of variation, okay, of like movement to a drop. So we had the drop, 32 seconds to the break, 32 seconds of doing something nutso. Okay, after that, 30 seconds of maybe some slower movement where I can catch my breath, but it still has some really good movement quality to it. From here, 32 seconds, it's going to start to pick up again, right? I'm not going to go crazy, but maybe the tempo from here was nice and breathe because I went hard. Now I need to breathe. But now I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit in my energy. And then right here, here's another drop, something crazy. So maybe in between here and depending on where I start. So for me, I like to start on static pole personally. So I would be doing floor work up here. At the drop, I'm already on the static pole, right? The drop, I'm doing some crazy tricks. Maybe I'm doing some static flow, and then maybe from here between this and the next build to drop, I'm actually transitioning from pole to pole for that 32 seconds. Does this make sense? Good. And then from here, it drops once again. Maybe I'm going to start doing some crazy stuff on spin pole. And then the last 30 seconds, I have time to, wind down my routine. So 30 seconds of craziness on the spin pole, maybe 10 or 15 seconds of that is slowing the pole down with some more shapes or whatever. And then 15 to 20 seconds of trying to find a closing piece, or maybe use the whole 30 seconds to kind of close down the routine itself. So that, in a nutshell, is how I lay my basic foundation or framework for building a routine. Now what I need to do is go over and start to practice within these little parameters and see if I can do exactly what it is I think I can do. And that's where you start to slot in your different tricks, your different combos, your floor work, your flex, whatever it might be. And you need to refine, and you might have to cut some things because sometimes we're really ambitious. We have really ambitious ideas of things we're going to do, and our body is not conditioned to the level that we want it to be at. Sometimes it is. You never really know. Every song is slightly different, and that's how you start to stamp out some of the tricks and build your choreography so that you have a routine that works with the music. Now, this is very broad. This is a very simple song. There might be more amazing contemporary songs or something have little nuances and little hits that you want to focus on, right? And you can start to put those out there. But if you're newer to building a routine or finding or getting into performing and you're trying to dude, how am I supposed to do this? I do not recommend freestyling unless you practice freestyling a lot. 9 times out of 10, a built routine you can burn into the brain from muscle memory and it will come out better. Hope this helps. If you have any questions, drop a comment. I'll see you in another video.